There was the bell, guys. Let's go. It's Monday morning. I am so glad to be back into the stock market here today. Man, we have been, it was a long weekend. I'll just say that. I had to do a whole bunch this weekend, so let's go, guys. I'm definitely glad to be back in the market today. And hey, what a way to wake up, right? We're waking up. We have that SPY popping to the upside right away in pre-market. We have McDonald's running to the upside. I'm not sure this is the major reason necessarily why the market's running up, but whenever I go look at McDonald's, it was pretty cool. Their revenue climbed 14%. Looks like US sales did pretty good, and that's fantastic. I don't know if they're doing better, maybe because consumers are feeling pressure, so they go for cheaper options like McDonald's, or it's hard to say. There's a bunch of things that could come into play with that. Kind of like during COVID, how McDonald's and a few other chains like that, they did a little bit better, but the normal restaurants where they had more person-to-person contact kind of suck. So, it was kind of weird during those times, but it's good to see McDonald's doing good. But hey, at open now, they're running right back down, so they're giving it all back. But the SPY running up above 414, looking pretty hot there today. I thought that was good to see. I go over to my watch list, and SoFi is up 11%. Wow, I didn't even realize that SoFi had earnings today. They're up 11%. That's actually a great move there. Let me get on X really quick, or Twitter, and see if I can get that earnings whispers chart again really fast. Get our earnings chart up here for the week, because it's going to be a big one. Wow. Yeah, what a week. What a week. Was SoFi on there? It was, right there. Forgot about that one coming into this morning, but looking pretty good. Beyond Meat, Peloton, XPEV, Caesars Entertainment. I think they had earnings too, didn't they? Or they have it soon. Yep, there it is. They have it tomorrow and after hours, so they're doing pretty good today up into their earnings, which is cool. Ticker symbol CZR. Pretty cool. Nice move, but SoFi is having a better one. I like their chart even better here, getting a nice break above that high of 760, which is cool. How's AMD here today in my free day trade of the day? I've been waiting for AMD to get a good move here, and wow, it got really volatile today at market open, didn't it? It broke that trend line with some velocity, ran all the way down to 95.50, and then ran all the way back up. Talk about a quick move there. That kind of sucked how quick that move was. It would have been halfway impossible to catch. Maybe we'll see a rejection up here, and then another move back off to the downside, kind of like we saw with SPY last week. We saw that happen with SPY a few times if we go back to the chart. We had that big initial move down early on in the morning. Then later on in the day, we had those good confirmations right under that key support right here. That was a great confirmation area on Friday for the SPY. But going back to where we are now, having a good move up, 414. 14. Too many 14s going on here. But that watch list is looking very good today overall. If we go to the bottom, you can see there's actually very little red. And of course, AMD's in there. Gold, of course. Of course, gold's red. But, there's a lot of stocks around break even, like ZOM, EA, McDonald's, MasterCard, all those. Now, McDonald's, keep in mind they had earnings, but they're a pretty slow mover. Something like SoFi is going to usually move more than McDonald's anyways, even without earnings. Same thing goes for most stocks. But wow, that SPY is looking great. 414.32 here. Let's go to the 4-chart setup today, because wow, NVIDIA, Apple. We're getting good moves up out of just about everything. About everything's having a nice pop. Oh my gosh. You guys see how it won't move that? That is... What the... What is that doing? That is really weird, guys, on that bottom left chart. It will not let me click and drag this. So weird. Like, see how on the top right I can adjust it really quick? Clicking and dragging at the time axis. I can't do that on the bottom left one for some reason. Let's go to a different chart. Maybe we'll go to Netflix, and then we'll come back to Apple. Maybe now it'll work. No. Great, okay. Gonna have to restart this eventually, but Nvidia having a crazy move up there too. What the hell happened with them at open? Why did they get such a big jump to the upside like that? Wow. It's a pretty good run by Nvidia at open. A lot better than AMD's run, which wasn't any run. It was a collapse. That QQQ is looking great, though. About to break pre-market high. This is actually a good watcher here today. If it breaks that double top pre-market high and we get a solid move up here above the high of day, like 348.60, this could be great. It just now started to break, and we're getting a lot of volatility there. So if it gets that high of day break here, it could be a possible continuation. I wouldn't get in until it breaks, though. It's looking pretty volatile off that resistance. Very volatile, say the least. Looks like we're gonna have to look at more of the growth stocks today. Enphase is a pretty good looking one. I like the chart on it. I liked it on my watch list. It's looking great. It's recovering up from those earnings. It is right at resistance though, at 85 though, which sucks. You can see that level right there. Pretty big level here on Enphase, so be a little careful with Enphase, but I do like the setup. It has a lot of momentum, which is good. It can keep up that good volatility here. Now, if it gets that big breakout, hey, you could play some calls, right? Just make sure you keep those stop losses fairly tight. You know, you're getting a good break, so you could probably keep that stop loss a little tight, maybe around the support around like 84.30, something like that. Coming down for now, though. We're going to have to keep these stocks on watches for continuations up as the day progresses. So I'm going to create an alert on Enphase right there, just so we don't miss it. Go over to Qualcomm. Another stock having a good morning. Good runs to the upside. Again, though, right into big resistance. It's not like it's up in like the middle of this range or anything like that, around 109.50. Where it would kind of be between 109 and 110. No, of course, it's right where there were a lot of huge hits again. Like right here that I'm circling, right here. Hell, even that you could count. A lot of huge hits, though, around that 109 area for Qualcomm. So it's good to see it breaking that right now. Hopefully it keeps breaking it with velocity and gets up to 110. But wow, look at that. It did have a slight rejection. Now it's getting that breakout. How's Meta? I bet you they're looking pretty good. Yes, they are. Meta's coming back. They had those earnings that were negative. Now they're actually positive. So, oof. That's pretty cool. Good move by Meta. 304, almost hitting 305 already. And the good thing about Meta today was it had that big break and a hold at $300. That was great. That was fantastic for Meta. Let's go. All right, guys. Matthew says Ford is dropping. Appreciate you. Ford coming to the downside here today. They had those earnings last week. Big drop off. I heard a lot of news with the auto workers over the weekend, but I haven't been paying huge attention to that situation. Hopefully they're starting to get a little bit better. TD app isn't letting Sean set any alerts. What? No way. That's not good. It's probably Schwab's fault. Aren't they about to switch over like Wednesday? Something like that. Hey, what's up? P-Cube, Evernight, Classified, Manny, Mike Chang, Oscar. No business. Appreciate you guys. Matthew. Ford. What an interesting stock Ford is, right? They've been having a pretty big move to the downside, and it just got confirmed even more with those earnings, right? The auto workers are hitting on them. They've been having issues with EVs, lots of recalls. I mean, holy crap. Man, in Discord, Hunter said O is down a lot, which is Reality Income, which is like a REIT, I believe. Big housing stock falling off to the downside in a huge way there. 47.05. Oof. That is rough. You know what? It's a bad day today, but it's been a bad 2 months for this stock. It's been getting destroyed since hitting 64. Damn. It kind of reminds me of Boeing. I know that sounds silly, because it's a totally different type of stock. But look at how Boeing had like this big curve back down, right? It's kind of the same thing as O. They had that big curve back down from that COVID low. Kind of a weird setup, but definitely interesting. It makes sense though with the housing market getting as bad as it is. Now, I'm not saying the housing market is necessarily terrible overall. Like, I'm sure people are still buying houses. I'm not sure on those stats, but I've seen stats that say it's the most expensive time to buy a house in history right now. Now, that might not be exactly on this day or the past week, but over the past month, I've seen multiple articles and stats that say specifically that it's the most expensive time. Whenever you factor in the wage gap differences, inflation, everything, they're saying that's why it's the hardest right now. Now, that's probably why O's going down, right? And what have we talked about a lot lately? We've talked about XHB, which is a home builders ETF. We've talked about this on multiple nightly videos. You can see on October 18th, we talked about the 119.24 90 strike puts that were entered. Now, this is the 18th, okay? I'm going to circle that day on here. So they entered somewhere on this day with the big red candle. Okay, now they got some good price action down. They're well into the driver's seat right now onto those puts. Do you think that they'll keep holding? Do you think they'll sell? I don't know. The housing market seems pretty trash right now. So I would think that they probably continue to hold them at the moment, and maybe those home builders will start to do a little bit worse. I even heard the words come out of Powell's mouth. I seriously heard him come out. He said the words, home builders are under pressure right now, or something very similar to that. I can't remember the exact quote, but he said that they're feeling pressure right now because of high costs of everything, you know, and then there's problems selling the houses, and now you have higher costs in general, plus the houses aren't selling. Like, they're saying home builders are having issues. And I don't, you know, it's just part of the market. Sometimes this happens. Home builders were in a great spot for a couple years, right? They were lining their pockets. Hopefully those home builders were smart and lined those pockets and were ready for the market to turn around a little bit. You know, those companies should be thinking about stuff like that. You know, trying to maybe create funds on the side, keep money on the side, different types of investments as a company, stuff like that to keep that money good for them. So hopefully home builders were doing those things, but you know, you never know out there. Let me plug my keyboard in really fast. It's starting to die. There we go. Got a wireless one, so it's cool though. It lasts like 24 hours of use time without charging, and then when you quit using it after a couple minutes, it turns off. So pretty nice. But XHB though, big stock. There's those 90 strike puts like we talked about. Now it's all the way down to 70 now. They entered on the 18th around 74, 73. So we are still low. Now, is there room on this? I still think that there is. You just have to, on this one, if you buy in down here, you have to understand that you might need to keep a wider stop loss, like somewhere back up into the 74 range, or at least something like that, because it's a longer term type of play, and you know, you are getting in a little low, unfortunately. Like, if it does recover up a little bit and then die, you want to be prepared for that. So I just wanted to go over that big money play on XHB. Thought you guys might be a little bit interested in that one still. They resolved the issue with the union, Kevin said, with Ford. Is that what it was? Okay. Ah, nice. As of this morning, I kept seeing some news over it, like I said, but I wasn't paying too close of attention to it. Look, GM reaches tentative deal. Nice, nice. Okay. All right. Well, hey, that's good to see, guys. Good. I hope that they're done. Good. This is the article for GM. But hey, that's good. Good stuff, Kevin. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with the UAW stuff too closely because it really only affects like GM and Ford. But I don't know, it's very interesting here to see that. Deals with the union. The final automaker to reach a deal. So that's fantastic for them, it sounds like. But hey, those stocks still suck today, don't they? The deal didn't necessarily help them really run up too much. You can see that big candle, I guess, at first, but going over to Ford, they're dropping right back off like the deal never even happened. So staying under $10. Oh, brutal for them. I know, right, Sean? What magical timing for the big money play. It's perfect, right? Man, that SPY is looking great. All the way up to 415 now, getting up above that 414.75 area, which was a fairly big resistance. You can see I actually had it drawn out on the chart from the past few days. It's been a big, big spot to watch, and you can see it now breaking that up pretty well. Who knows how high this is going to go, but for right now, the bulls are in control today. It's pretty cool to see it again. They've been getting crushed. Look at NVIDIA on the 1-minute chart. Just started breaking its high of day. Good shit. Square's a little bit softer. It's not looking as good as the bigger tech stocks themselves. If we go back to our 4-chart setup, look at NVIDIA on the left, or top left chart. That's a pretty good one there. Great move up by NVIDIA today. You know, good stuff, NVIDIA. You see SPY, QQQ looking even better. Even Apple at the bottom left looks great, which the chart is messed up for some reason, but man, that Apple move was pretty hot. Wow, Boeing looking just like SPY, running to the upside, breaking out. Nice, Boeing. Take that. What's AMD doing? Nice, coming back. They broke that trend line momentarily. It could have been a good scalp down, but at the end of the day, it was too quick of a move. Now it's starting to run back to the upside, starting to get maybe a break back up. I'm going to watch for it to come back up and retest 97.70, that high of pre-market. I thought it would be sick today if AMD held the trend and started running back up into that resistance, if not even higher. But that, you know, the market can't always be perfect, right? So, of course, when the market opened, what did AMD do? Well, actually, right before it opened, it started falling. And then when it opened, it was already pretty dang low, which sucked. Almost no point of entry down there. No way to enter into something like that. But now it's coming back up, back into this range well. So it'd be sick if it ran all the way back up. And if it broke the pre-market high now after that move it opened, that would be pretty funny. But Purdy has bad news, but good news. Looks like work demands won't allow me to be part of the live stream much longer. Ooh, sorry about that, Purdy. But hey, you know, it's always good to further your career, and, you know, I'm happy for you at the end of the day, Purdy. I appreciate you being here, though, while you can, and, you know, it's, maybe you'll find time once you know, get used to the job a little bit more or something like that, but it was nice knowing you, Purdy. I don't have a sad sound button. Maybe I could do like a sad violin. No, we're not going to do that. Greta's going to miss you. Matthew's going to miss you.
All right, all right, all right.
See, though, he's happy for you, though, so. All good, though. What magical timing. I know, right, Sean? That big money play is always cool there. Always cool to see that. Keep sharing about your SPXS. I see success, Purdy. Nice. What's up, Mason? Appreciate you today. AMZN here. Getting a good run. I love that with Amazon. Looking fantastic. Go check out the premium portion of the Discord, guys. Thing is running. Premium portion of the Discord. Let's go. All my bot players out there. If you guys are not a part of the premium portion of the Discord, make sure you get in there, okay? There's going to be a lot of content coming up over the next month or so. We're going to have the new bot coming out over the next couple weeks. The Discord's going to be changing a little bit. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to go into making the Discord better overall. And I'm even making a personal educational series for everybody to watch. It's going to be something you can kind of binge watch throughout the day. You can watch it at night if you want to. There's going to be a ton of videos, though. There's going to be about 25 to 30 videos, if not even more in this. There's going to be multiple videos in the beginning on risk management, different strategies on scaling out, stop losses. After that, we're getting more into price action, like, for example, charting. We're going to go over trend lines, support resistance, different indicators for charts, etc. Stuff like that. It's going to be an awesome educational series. Then as we get further into things, I'll get more into longer term plays, shorting puts, different strategies like that I really like to implement. So it'll be a bunch of videos. You guys can check that out when it's complete. Of course, right now it's about 25 to 50% of the way done. So there's going to be a whole bunch to still happen with it, but just wanted to throw that out there because whenever it's done, especially traders out there who are newer, I think you will love it specifically. But wow, NVIDIA, great runs here. That 417 high of day is awesome. 417.50, getting that good break there. Man, NVIDIA is seriously having a nice pop. I love to have that happen every time. But today seems like a pretty bullish day compared to most. Lately, we've been getting a lot of that movement to the downside. So Boeing rejecting here at 181.70, 181.80. Hell yeah, Amber. Excited for that. Have so much to learn. And hey, I'm putting this together I'm putting this together specifically and only for stat modeling members, okay? And it's out there. It's going to be something to really help you play the bot plays. You get used to that risk management. And look, these videos aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be, dialed up videos that are meant to be on the homepage of YouTube to get 100,000 views. That's not the purpose of these. They're more education. I sit down and I get into the nitty gritty of things. I go over some plays. I talk about the mindset when I'm picking out certain support resistances. When I look at scaling out, whenever I, do anything, I'm starting to get into that nitty gritty stuff in these videos. So hopefully you guys enjoy it when those do come out. Like I said, probably about a month away on those. SPY going up while IWM going down. SMFH. Yeah, IWM going down. I guess the Russell, a lot of those growth stocks are taking hits. I noticed that on my watch list, like Square, DraftKings, other growth stocks out there. Like, what are some other growth stocks? Let's go back to our watch list because there was a bunch down there in the red. Like Solar Edge, Roku, Blink, Teladoc, ChargePoint, Rivian, GameStop, Fastly. And then there's some bigger ones down like Ford, Target, Smith & Wesson. US Steel's down a little bit. Gold is down, unfortunately. Metals are down. Guess that fear kind of subsided. But AMC, how are they leading the way now? What just happened, guys? Major alert here. What the hell? But yeah, a lot of those growth stocks are really down today, which sucks. And a lot of those bigger tech stocks, they are doing great. Like Meta is one that I noticed at the top of the watch list. Fantastic. What a move. Amazon, another one here. Great bounce around 130. Holding up well. Qualcomm. Looking fire. But yeah, that IWM or the Russell is definitely a lot worse today, especially when you scroll through the growth stocks and you look at those. And Google is pretty hot again too. Are they back up to their pre-earnings level yet? Let's see. No, they're nowhere close. Google to get back up would have to go up to 139, 140. That would be a pretty big move. I'll give it that. That would be a pretty crazy run if Google was to do that. Let's go though today. Hey, if you're enjoying it, smash that like button. Kevin said AMC squeeze. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Is this the beginning of a new one? Let's look at that daily. Yeah, it looks pretty rough. You know, they had the splits. I think that was something with the ape shares, or, you know, I'll be honest, guys. I'm not too versed on AMC, and I don't want to be, to be honest. But, yeah, it looks like on the daily, though, it's having a nice green candle coming in. It's not the worst one that we've ever seen. Looks decent. Microsoft looks pretty good on the daily. Had a few red candles coming in with earnings, but it's starting to keep that trend and go right back up here. I like that. I wonder how high Microsoft could get today. Damn, it just keeps going. Maybe 340's coming up. I would definitely be careful around 340-ish. Yeah, 340, 340, 130 specifically is like right where I have a huge level, but anywhere around 430 it looks like, or 340, I mean, 340. Google looks like a cup and handle on the 1 hour chart, does it? Let's see. Cup and handle on the hourly. Like right here? I guess it kind of does. I don't know. I go back pretty far on these charts. You guys probably are sticking like this on an hourly, right? Let's look at it on a 15-minute. It probably looks a little bit easier to see there. Yeah, kind of. Handle and cup going. Pretty good, actually. Kind of like one, but nothing too good. I don't like that setup totally, just from what I'm seeing initially, but not bad. I was just checking it out. What's up, Corbin? Let's go. Purdy riding his last Iron Condor and Spy. 19% gain. Nice. We'll be opening 3 more this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Sounds good, Purdy. Hop into Discord and let us know as well if we're not live. Sean said, what are you doing, Palantir? Uh-oh, that's a growth stock. I'm scared whenever I see the other growth stocks today. And yep, there we go. Another bad day for Palantir. That sucks. That is too bad here today. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. On Amazon. Let's get higher here for us. Come on, Amazon. You're sitting here right at that high of day. There's a bit of a lower high coming in. That doesn't mean we're going to fall, but it's not the best sign usually. Get a nice hold here, and so far these stocks have been holding up pretty well, so. Can I check on Tesla? 100% I can. SoFi gave back almost all those gains. Really? Hang on. Wow, they really did. That was a good move at open. I can't believe they gave those back. Tesla, though, looking pretty rough. Honestly, this looks like a pretty good put opportunity today. I'm not going to lie. The only problem is that it's running down it right into support, which, man, that sucks. I hate playing little plays like this down into support because they can just be so choppy because it's like right in the middle of a range. Here, look at the range here. That's been a pretty good lower range, right? Now we're right in the middle of it. It's not like we're getting that break at 208.50. Now we're all the way down at 206.80 where that main move already happened now. So it would have been more ideal to get in around here, I guess, on Tesla. Probably a no play today unless this low breaks, which I'm going to actually make an alert on this one. Tessie breaking is going to be the alert call out for that. I'll probably get a text on my phone and be like, what the hell is Tessie breaking in like a week or something. Sometimes that happens. Like if my alerts don't hit, I'll get like an alert on my phone randomly in like a week and I'll be like, wow, it's breaking finally. Okay. I'll be like, I'm surprised it didn't break sooner. You know, Purdy, that's a really good question. Should you just rent or buy if you did have to move? Wow, you know, that's a good question, Purdy. I would honestly say that right now, renting might not be a bad way to go, but neither is buying. I think it really just depends on your market. Like, let's say that you're in a market like New York City, right? Like the real estate's going to be really expensive, okay? Now, if you're into something like where I live, like Missouri, it's going to be a lot better on the real estate prices. Like, for example, something where I live that is $300,000 could be a good manageable house for a family, right? But in New York, $300,000 might get you a 100 by 100 square foot apartment building or something, you know? So, or not apartment, I guess it would technically be a condo, but you feel what I'm saying, right? And that's kind of what is a little bit different. So if the housing market where you live, where you're moving to is fairly good, and you can just bite the bullet a little bit and, you know, get a fairly decent housing payment, then go ahead and try that. It's always better to have a house, in my opinion. But not always, right? Like if the prices pull back a ton, then you're screwed a little bit, etc. But you always have that real estate under your belt. You can always rent it out. You can hold it. After a few years, they generally always come back. So keep that in mind too. It just depends on the prices. Like, for example, if you're going to rent and it's going to cost you $2,500 a month for the same thing that you could get for like $1,900 a month if you just buy it, just go with buying then, you know, because it's cheaper. Sure, you might lose a little bit on the monthly payment, or you might lose a little bit maybe if the housing market goes down a little bit, and then you sell or you move again, but it's always better to have your own place, right? I know it's hard to say that. It's hard to make a decision on that, you know, and anybody else can kind of chime in too on what you think. And, you know, you could always refinance. I know people always say that. I don't want to be one of those guys. Buy right now, you could just refinance. You know, it's not as easy as that all the time, but... Oh, I'm in Baltimore. Okay. Baltimore. That sounds pretty expensive, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, we go to Zillow. Go to Baltimore, Maryland. All right, so you might not be able to live like in Baltimore, right? Like I would probably choose somewhere like just outside of Baltimore. Boy, there's not a lot of you see, like where in my I was about to say this, like, look, where I live, a $375,000 house would be nice. This ain't even a house, it's just a lot. Like $265,000, another lot. I mean, like, is everything what the hell? $500,000 for this? You gotta be kidding me. Holy shit. Guys. Oh my God. That's disgusting. Where I live, this would be like $200,000. I'm not kidding. It's like a trailer almost. Like, what? You gotta be kidding me, guys. Look at... No wonder. All right, let's go somewhere around me. This isn't gonna be perfectly where I live, but let's just say it's close, right? We'll go Arnold, Missouri. It's not the nicest place. It's not the worst place ever, right? But like, you know, here's a similar price, like 400,000. You know, it's not similar, but you know, it's similar. Look, you get a garage that's out. You get a solid house, the whole thing. You know, it looks more real inside. It's not like a trailer. Now, it is outdated inside. I'll give it that. But look, you get a sunroom, big deck. I mean, way more things in that big, huge basement. Like, you know, let's go with the cheaper option here. 1,600 square feet. The other house was 1,900. Now, this house isn't going to be spectacular, like we say, but, you know, compared to $500,000, it's about the same, you know, quality. It's half the price. That's wild to me. That's wild how much those houses cost there. But that's just how it is sometimes. Yeah, Purdy, you won't. You'll probably get what? 7, 8, 9, 10% now, depending on credit. Where I live, that house would be 90K. See, that's what I'm saying, Sean. That's wild how expensive that was right there. Mike says, just don't pay asking price or more than asking price. Yeah, well, that makes sense, but, you know, nobody's gonna... You know, if the house is listed for 500,000, I'm sure it's they're appraising for that there, which is wild. The East Coast is fucked. You're gonna spend close to $1 million on some trash just for it to get flooded. I don't know all about that, but it sounds kind of real. Mike says, can you check on Adobe? 100% Adobe's looking like it's breaking out intraday. I like that breakout. As long as it breaks here, it gets that good momentum coming in, it'll be pretty fire, and I think it will. It's looking really good for it. Almost up to 522 at the moment. Nice run. Nice, 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 Adobe. Beautiful move there. Beautiful. I love to see that. All right, though. Hey, I just wanted to let you guys know that we are going to still schedule up the poker night this Friday, okay? I know that the stream went down last week. I was trying to hide from you guys. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously, I don't know what happened. My internet went down. Apparently, it was reported that someone ran into a pole. You know, shit happens. It was a rainy day. Anyways, so, you know, it went down for about 2 hours, then came back. Finally came back, but I was like, of course it goes down the day we're going to do the poker tournament, and it was probably good. You know, people got pulled into work meetings. It's probably better to do it at night anyway. So this Friday night at 9 p.m., okay, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central time, and I think 6 p.m. Eastern time. Whatever you guys Western time, whatever you are on West Coast, you'll have to adjust for it, right? So if it's at 9 p.m. Eastern time, you know, you're going to have to adjust for that, whatever you're used to seeing. It's almost like how the market opens, right? The market opens at 8:30 Central time, 9:30 Eastern time. So I think it's 6:30. You go 3 hours back from Eastern. Gets a little confusing when I get to the West Coast, but 2:30, 5:23.50, I mean, here on Adobe now, still having a great break. But we're going to be doing that poker tournament this Friday night, okay? I'm going to set up a private game. There will be 9 people involved in this. If you want in, make sure you let me know ASAP. We're going to talk about this every single day leading up into it. Let me know if you want in, okay? We're going to get a voice chat going on Discord for this as well. So we're all going to be together shooting the shit, right? So it's going to be a very fun time. We're going to live stream it. A cool event with a few of you. And hey, you know, if you don't play in it, at least come watch. Come have a good time. Friday night, it'll be live right here. For sure, Purdy. For sure. And hey, how do you guys feel on the buy-ins, okay? We're going to do a quick poll. Poker night, Friday at 9 p.m. EST. What should the buy-in be? We'll do a poker tourney. All right, so first buy-in, we'll do $30. Then we'll do $50. Then we'll do $100. And then we'll do $150. We won't go too high on the first one, okay? But imagine if everybody pays $100, the winner here would be getting like $700 or like $600 or $500 or something around that, right? We'll split it up evenly. We'll split it up to 3 ways, right? Third place will get their money back. Second place will get about double their money or so. And then first place will get the majority. Here we go, guys. Vote it up. Vote it up. Remember, we need 9 people to play. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is going to be something where we're going to do it for a little bit of money, right? Like, it's got to be at least 30, or else a lot of people won't even want to play it, right? So, all right, Boeing looking pretty good, heading back up here. Let's check on NVIDIA and AMD. NVIDIA, nice. AMD, still very, very low. It broke out. It's just really consolidating here, right around this 96 support. Maybe the support will end up breaking on AMD today. I mean, look at the trend. The trend here is starting to break pretty hard. If you trust the trend, these puts here would be fantastic. It's just very hard to do that when the market is running up, but at least the SPY is pulling back down now, at least. It ran up a little bit right into resistance, and now it's actually kind of confirming back to the downside right here. I don't like that touch. That touch at 414.75 is scary. That's a pretty tough rejection. If you trust the trend on AMD, this could be a great entry for you here. If you want to play puts on AMD, I feel like you could keep your stop loss now back above like 97, 96.80. If you trade options on it, you would want it to be even closer, you know. I don't know what the option percentage would be, but wow, I like the votes at $100, guys. That's actually what I vote for as well. I think $100 would be just about perfect, right? Just remember, though, we need 9 people to win. Or 9 people to play to get in and end up going. So make sure you guys say that you're in, okay? I'm going to have a list going. Get it up here real quick. Here's the first few initial people. We had that Tessie breakout, though, coming in, so we're going to check that. Tesla had that big move to the downside just now. It broke support, as many stocks did. We're getting that good momentum down now today, guys. Tesla, I can't believe, got all the way down there. Remember earlier I said, wow, like that would be a great support to get to, but man, that's a great move by Tesla. There's becoming a lot of put opportunities here in the stock market. Wow, Disney's holding up well, at least. I'll take that. Good shit, Disney. Gonna stay today for us? It'd be pretty hot. Tesla breaky. Yeah, that's good. Bought puts. Nice. Remember, it just got to that support, though. It just touched like 205, so it's definitely showing a lot of momentum, though, here. Like, a lot. Just don't be surprised of a small bounce here, you know. It already had a big move. It would have been better to enter, you know, while we were talking about it at first with a target down there. Boeing, moving up. What is up with Boeing? This thing's pissing me off lately. It's wild. It's all over the place. Get that move down in after hours Friday. Yeah, and I was hoping that would break support. Come on, Amazon. Man, that SPY's pulling back. Come on, SPY. Hold up here. Once SPY gets back to the support, I'm going to mark it down right now because I think it'll end up holding a little bit here, if not at least bouncing a little bit, right? It might not hold, but it might bounce a little bit here. I got a feeling. Can I look at GMM for sure, Shannon? GMM. Global Metaverse Limited. I've never heard of this one. GMM. Wow. What the hell is this one? What is this? GMM stock. Let's see. I've never heard of this. Metaverse Limited. Like, what do they do? a technology solutions provider engaged in virtual content production, digital marketing, and digital asset development for the metaverse industry. Wow. A Form 1. All my gun people out there should know what a Form 1 is. If you don't, well, you should look it up. Suppressors and SBRing and stuff like that. You got the Form 1 and the Form 4. But yeah, very interesting company, GMM. I've never heard of this one. Global Mofi Metaverse. I really appreciate you bringing that one up, Sharon. You know what? You're going to get a round of applause for this one. Good stuff. Would have never heard of this one if it wasn't for you. Purdy said they can set up the private game. For sure, Purdy. Yeah, I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up probably Wednesday or Thursday and talk about it then. We'll just have to make sure that, you know, we're there, ready, and everything like that. And like I said, Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time is poker night. So make sure that you tell me if you want in, like I said. Okay, I already saw Manny said he wants in, so we're going to take this away. Tom, Purdy, we're going to go Manny here. Number 3, okay? This is where you guys can send me the money if you want in. If you are confirmed in, make sure you send me the money, though, okay? Because we're going to get the money together first before Friday night, right? We want to make sure you guys are committed, so we want to make sure you get that money in, you know, because we're going to make this a pretty cool event. You know, I'll record it. We'll have it live for a lot of people to see. But yeah, if you want in, let me know. I'll add you to the list. The hell? What kind of list is this? The numbers got all out of whack there, but... So far, this is what we have. So make sure you let me know. But SPY, big breakdown there. Move to the downside. Seems like we have quite a few votes at $100, which is cool. The majority. At least 6 people want to do 100, so that's nice. We would only need 3 more then. 3 more people to join up, which we could get that. But yeah, good move down with the SPY, breaking 413.65 all the way down under 413.50. It moved way down under that support I put. You can see once that broke, there ended up being a pretty big run there. So that downside momentum is coming in hard at the moment. Meta is a stock that's starting to pull back as well. Let's go back to Tesla though. It was the fun stock falling, and there it goes even further, well under that support we talked about. Remember, we had that alert around 205, got a little bit choppy there, slight move back up, and then big move down under that support with Tesla. So let's go. That momentum is keeping up, looking great with Tesla. So let's go. Let's go, guys. Fantastic setup. Corbin said, I'm thinking about it, not sure what I'll be doing Friday though. Well, hey, if you don't know what you're doing Friday, make this what you're doing Friday, right? Make this what you're doing Friday. It's a pretty fun event. Like I said, we're going to be trying to do a voice chat with this as well. So we'll all be in there talking to each other while we play. It'll be a fun time. Make sure that you, you know, set it on your calendars, guys, if you're interested. We got 3 of 9. Just need a few more people for it. SPY definitely asleep behind the wheel, Oscar said. Yes, it is. And that's because of Tesla and a few of these other stocks causing it to veer off the road, right? But hey, guys, don't just vote for the buy-in. You know, make sure that you also let me know that you want in. You know, that's another thing. Got to make sure you let me know, or else we'll never have an idea who's going to be there. SPY definitely asleep behind the wheel, though, for sure. It's like a drunk driver today. Damn drunk drivers. Thing's falling down in a huge way. Watch 413 support. Maybe that'll be where the SPY maybe sits at better here. The lower end of that range. Because I feel like this move is pretty significant at this point. Like, I doubt that it just keeps going and going and going, right? I would think that it holds up. Starts to slow down a little bit at some point here. At least get a slight move back. And Amazon, Tesla, Apple. Everything just getting crushed. Let's get the calendar up for the week here. The economic calendar. All right. So the big day this week is Wednesday, November 1st, the day after Halloween, guys. The day after Halloween. Powell is speaking at 2 p.m. Eastern time that day. Or, well, I should say the federal interest rate decision is at 2 p.m. Eastern time that day, and then he's speaking at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a big, big event. If you are somebody who follows stocks in the market, this will be an event for you. This really would be an event for you here, okay? You're going to want to keep your eyes open. Watch this event very closely. I will have it live right here, so make sure you check in. These event days are usually the biggest days in the market for the live stream, so that's looking good there. Just make sure you check it out. I will have it live for us, though. Told you all that storm would bite the market. Yeah, I feel you, Sashi. It finally bit. Let's see, though, SPY. It's not even down under pre-market lows, though, to be honest. But I definitely feel you there. Five-minute chart. 415's touching, moving back down to 413. Tom, what do you think about selling the 750 call for 1215 on SoFi? Yeah, let's go to it. SoFi. I actually like it. It's a good resistance, and I always like picking those resistances for the strikes. It is falling down into support pretty well around 7. The only problem is that it had positive earnings, right? If it does start running up on positive earnings, well, that's going to suck a little bit that you sold the call, but if it's a spread or something, it might not be too bad. Or if it's a covered call, then hey, it'll be pretty solid, I think, because, you know, it'll probably be above your price point, depending on where you bought. If you bought like last week around 7 or 725 or something, be higher than your current price. So I think it's a good idea. Just, you know, SoFi's a little bit volatile. If it was just a naked call here, I don't think I would do that. But if it was a covered call or in a spread or something, then it'd be fine. I wouldn't sell it naked, though. Not after the good earnings. I know it's moving down now, but you never know. Sometimes they come back with earnings. I wouldn't play that, at least naked. I own 100 shares of Tesla, paid $263 and was selling covered calls. Beautiful, Jason. That's great. $263, keep selling them. I love that, Jason. Right now, you could probably go with like 220, 225, 210. Somewhere above 200 is fine, probably. Well, once we get under 200, you might want to look at it harder, but... Should I dump these shares now? Well, I don't know how much of those shares, like how much of your account is in those shares, but what I'll say is that 263 is very, very high, okay? I would have never bought around 263 because I was watching these trend lines. I would have maybe looked to buy if they broke out to the upside and some good momentum came in, but it didn't. It rejected. Then they had bad earnings and moved down. So if you have like your whole account in this, then you're probably going to want to get out because it's going to be way too much risk. You're not going to be able to emotionally manage it correctly because your risk will be too high. So I would probably keep selling covered calls. It just depends on how much of your account is in this. If it's your whole account, I'd probably trim some. You know, I mean, look at how high that is. Like, Tesla could easily fall off to like 120, 140. Would you be okay holding Tesla if it does go down to 120, 140? Like, are you a really big long-term player? Are you going to buy 100 more shares down here? Like, there's a lot of questions that go into your strategy. Did you just buy hoping it would go up? Or, like, you know, there's so much that's involved in this. And it plays a big role. Like, did you buy shares for the long term? Was it supposed to be a quicker trade? That's what's, you know, it's very difficult to answer that. No and no. So it was meant to be short term. Because if it is short term, just bought because the premium was really good back then. But you got shares. Or did you like sell a put? He's down 6K, okay. I see what you mean. You're selling those calls. The problem with that was that you probably just got in at a bad time on Tesla, right? So here's what I'll say. And this is a big thing whenever you're selling options, okay? Now, me and Mike, we adhere to this very, very closely, okay? Now, I know that it might not make everybody the happiest to hear this, but the only time that we sell covered calls is if we want to own that stock for the long term, okay? Like, of course, you can do other covered call strategies, but then you would have had to sell out up here. Like, as it broke 250 or something like that, you would have had to start selling right there. Now, the thing that we do is we only get into ones that we want to own for the long term. Like right now, I'm not a Tesla buyer, right? I'm a Disney buyer down here on support more of. Now, does that mean Disney's going to go up? No, but I'm starting to average into Disney for the long term. And as I average in, I'll acquire those shares. I'll start selling those covered calls as it goes down. And then I'll start selling more puts. And that'll kind of bring my average price pretty low, right? It's down around lows and I'm comfortable owning it for the long term at $80. I only do these at levels that I'm comfortable owning at. Like with Tesla, if you're not comfortable holding at 260 for the long term, you should probably get out. Now, does that mean Tesla might pop back up? It might. It might pop back up a little bit for you or go against you. But you want to always keep a good strategy when you go into these plays. And sure, you might be waiting for the covered call that you sold to hit, but if the stock starts moving a lot, you might just have to close the play, exit the play, etc. Only do it at levels that you want to own stocks at for the long term. Something very, very important here whenever you're selling options, because this makes it a win-win scenario, okay? The way you did it with Tesla, how Tesla was so high, makes it kind of like a win-lose scenario, right? Like you might win if the covered calls go well, you'll collect your premium and Tesla stays around the same, you'll keep your shares good. You're all good to go then. But right now, with how Tesla's very, very low, obviously now your shares are losing a lot. So you would have had to get out somewhere up there, which made that a win-lose situation. Whereas with Disney, I'm kind of in a win-win situation here. Because if I sell a covered call and, you know, it goes up a little bit, I sell higher than I bought at, I win. If it keeps going lower, well, I'm not in so deep that I'm worried. I'll keep averaging in, right? I did this on purpose with a strategy that whenever I entered this play, I made sure that, like, hey, I didn't buy too much of it here at 85 or 90 or whatever it is. You know, I didn't go all in there so that I could keep averaging in. And if this stock goes to 70 or 60 or whatever it is, I'm honestly not even sad because you know why? I'm buying more and more and more, and my average price goes lower, 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 and I'm good to go. Now, with how low Tesla is right now, I don't know how much of your account is in that. You said it wasn't all of it, but I don't know, judging by Tesla's price, probably, you know, I would say the majority of traders out there is probably quite a bit for them. So, you know, could you keep averaging in if Tesla goes down to 110? If you can, and that's what you're going to do, and that's your strategy from here on out, then you could keep holding. But if not, then you're going to want to let it go. You know, a lot comes into this whenever you're trading options, and you got to think about so much. I just wanted to kind of go a little bit in depth on that there. And like I said, I'm coming out with an educational series that will help way more people out with stuff like this. So keep that in mind too. You don't want to sell covered calls under your average price. Yep, that's a good thing to say, Purdy. Took Tesla profits on puts at 40%. Good shit, Mike. Good stuff with Tesla. Kept going. It's almost down to 200 right now. Good profit target. I would definitely start taking profits here. It might break 200, but the chances of a bounce, I think, are pretty high, given how often we've seen that $200 to $199 area come into play. So, Mike, I love it. Great play. You deserve some claps. Anybody who played Tesla to the downside here, you deserve some appreciation. So good trades to you there. You know, we had that alert. We watched it break. Good scalp there. NVIDIA. Bought NVIDIA puts. Nice. Nice. That's actually pretty good. Looking good. I hope those are winning too. Remember, don't be afraid to take profits if you bought a lot earlier because it's doing pretty well right now. Kind of nearing support. I think it can go lower, but you know, imagine if Tesla starts bouncing at 200 and then we see, you know, the market move up a little bit here, which we might. Looks like SPY's trying to come up a little bit. Apple's starting to bounce even. So maybe if there is a slight bounce here, it's good to take profits. Good stuff, Mike. Great stuff. Wow. Great stuff, rookie trader. John Yang, great. That was badass there with Tesla, though. Let's go. Remember, if you guys got some good profits, throw them up in the profits channel, guys. Always good to see those profits in the profits channel. Give the live stream a shout out. You know, there's a lot of people out there who don't even know about the live stream. So if they see that and they see a shout out, that goes a long way for us, right? These live streams are free technically. So, hey, you know, a little shout out like that goes a long way. Appreciate you. Boeing getting a nice bounce back to the upside. I mean, it's not great. I'm still down. I would still be bearish on it today overall, but little pop back. SPY's coming back ever so slightly as well. Went down from 25% on NVIDIA to up 25%. That was close. Oof. Sometimes it be like that, Kevin. Gets real close to stop losses, right? Really close. Let's go check in on the marijuana stocks. It's been a minute. Tilray. 173 on Tilray, guys. This is getting terrible now. Look at this poor daily chart of Tilray. It actually just filled the gap, at least. I guess like if we technically look at a gap fill, this is literally the support for that. Now, it looks like it's going to go down lower, which I sure hope not, but, you know, it is Tilray. The marijuana sector is a very hard sector to try to look at for the long term. It's a difficult one. So much goes into this. Hype. But the biggest thing, it seems like, is legislation lately. You know, they need these big things to go through Congress, and Congress can't even elect a Speaker of the House. Well, they finally did, but now they have to worry about budgets and stuff. They're not even going to be worried about marijuana bills here. They're not going to give two flying craps about it, really. All right, got to get back into these growth stocks today. Square running down again. How low is Square going to go? Holy crap, Square. Amazon starting to pop back up today. Good stuff, Amazon. Glad it's coming back a little bit. That's nice to see. Hopefully it gets higher. SPY's been really choppy today, though. Probably get a slight run up, and it's hard to say because, like, it's still holding its pre-market levels. It's just rejecting off those big resistances from last week. I mean, these resistances that I'm circling here are huge. And what are we doing? We're hitting right there again. You know, is that a major surprise? No. No, we talked about this. Even earlier today, we talked about it. And we zoomed in. If we zoom in on the 1 minute chart, there was even a good confirmation that I hit on here. Like right here was a good confirmation off of there, 414.75. I remember I even specifically drew it just like this too, like 20 circles earlier. But big rejection right there. That's kind of where we started looking at Tesla down. And then we put that alert down around 205. And once that broke, it was game on for Tessie. Game on. Should I buy any options for GMM? I wouldn't, Evernight. I wouldn't. I think that's way too risky of a stock. I know that it's doing well right now, but stuff like this usually runs up with a lot of hype for a little bit and then comes crashing down, okay? Now, I know that this is not the same exact thing, but let's look at VFS, okay? VinFast Auto, okay? Look at how this stock ran up. Now, I'm not saying that it's the same type of stock or it's going to move the exact same, but like, look at how the percentages started getting crazy, right? Like this stock over the course of a few days ran up like 600%, if not even more, okay? We literally talked about this on this day, the one I'm pointing at. On that nightly video, we talked about it, and Mike specifically said, beware holding, and we were both like, yeah, this stock's crazy. We wouldn't buy it. We wouldn't hold it. And that's kind of where I am with GMM. It's just a crazy, crazy run up right now. And I think it's great, right? It's moving up. It's up around, what, 300% or something? Let's see. 150%. So something like that. Not bad, right? Good move. But as it starts to go up even more, it's just going to get riskier and riskier. Now, I don't even think they have options. Let me go see if they even have a chain. GMM. So yeah, GMM doesn't even have options. So I wanted to go make sure of that because I didn't think they did since they IPO'd. So you can't even buy options on them Evernight. But I wouldn't buy shares either because it's just such a risky play. People need to start really looking at those safer type of moves, right? Like a nice scalp play to the downside that has a higher percentage type of play, or like a bigger support bounce, like somebody buying on like a big Boeing support, like some calls or something like that, or Disney off support, or, you know, anything, Apple, Microsoft, like better stocks out. There's better stocks, better movement, right? PayPal. There's a lot of stocks you could trade, and, you know, it won't be perfect every day, but you got to go through those charts and find those certain areas that are getting those bounces. But yeah, GMM is, there's not even options, sadly. It's too bad there's not any, but it'd be fun to see the percentages. I bet some of them would be up like 5,000%, but Speaking of that, let's keep looking at Boeing today because it had a pretty good day overall. Double top though, around 181.70, really close. Not my favorite today. Tesla has been a good one though. Great movement down. Let me get up a heat map real quick. Yeah, it's pretty big though. A lot of stocks today are still really, really green. It's just, you know, a lot of stocks are also pulling back. And now, even though the SPY is pulling back intraday, even though there's a lot pulling back, like there's a lot of sectors holding the market up, like banks specifically look really, really good today. Like the financial sector looks pretty darn good. You go across to everything. Yeah, financials. Now, Meta's one that, like, even though it's running down a lot here, you know, it's still up on the day quite a bit, though. So we got 15 total votes. 40% of you guys put $100. We only have 3 people, though, signed up for the poker tournament. 3 people, guys. So hey, get signed up if you want in. Okay, there's 6 slots left. We're gonna have a 9-person tournament here. The top 3 spots will get paid. 3rd place will get their money back. 2nd place will win a little bit, and then first place will obviously get the most. So hey, if you want into this poker tournament, let me know. It'll be this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. 9 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. Central. Well, CST, we'll say. Let's go, though, guys. Get signed up. Let me know if you're in. The buy-in will probably be $100. So it's not that much. It's a fun game. You know, it's a poker tournament. We're going to have a voice chat going for it. So we'll all be able to get together and have a good time here. It'll be a fun one, guys. It won't be, trust me, we'll make sure it's a fun time. So I wonder if there's a volume where you can see the volume being traded on stocks. Carlo, you can see that on TradingView, actually. If you click this volume button right here, it shows us this volume at the bottom, and I'm gonna show you something over here. So look right where I'm looking. I'm going to draw an arrow up to here. All right, so see that arrow? See how that number keeps changing? Like if I hold it right here, see how it says the volume is 53,000, 53.832K? That's showing that the volume right there is that 53,000 essentially, or 53 contracts, 53,000 shares of SPY or Meta. Sorry, I forgot we were on Meta, but that'll show the volume there. So if you want to see the overall volume that day, you could go to SPY, you go to a daily chart, and you can just hover over that, and it'll put that volume right up there. So right now we're at 18.327 million. 18.328 million it shows. And remember, it's right here. Top left side of your chart where that blue line is. The volume, 18.34. So on Friday, there was a total volume of 107 million. On Thursday, total volume of 115 million. On Wednesday, 94 million. On Tuesday, 78 million only. On Monday, 91 million. So Tuesday was like a low volume week last week by recent volume standards. You can see the volume on these days changing. That's just kind of how you would see it, though. I just wanted to show it just so you could see exactly how it looked. Now look at that SPY on the volume. Holy shit. Not on the volume, on the chart. Breaking under 413. Wow. What a big drop off here. That SPY started really breaking down. Broke some pretty key support. There are more supports coming up here. Yeah, I would definitely say like 412 is a pretty decent area. Wow, big green candle now. See, the market's wild, guy. It's wild. It ran down a little bit, broke support, and then a lot of buyers are running in now. Look at that green candle on the 1 minute. That might be the best green candle of the day. It is. It's the best green candle of the day. Let's see that volume. Quite a bit of volume. Look at that. It's almost the most voluminous 1 minute candle that we've had yet today. Almost. Came close. That's really cool, though. Yeah, for sure, Carlo. For sure. Most trading platforms have volume in that type of way. Like, they'll have it up here somewhere where whenever you're looking, like here, if we go over to Thinkorswim, you see the volume at the top. It's like right above, right where my cursor is right now. It's in this top range. It says volume, and see how there's like a, at the top right now, 468,000 on SPY. Go right here, 140,000 on SPY. It'll show you that on Thinkorswim and on other platforms usually as well, up somewhere around like where the current price is or something. It's pretty cool. But trying to find more plays on the day. Gonna go look at the SM bot, guys. SM bot. I cannot wait for that new bot to come out. There's gonna be so many changes to the Discord. There's gonna be changes with the bots. You guys are going to love it. Seriously, love it. AMD puts is being called out right now on the SM bot like gangbusters. Tons of different strikes. Wow, AMD is looking pretty rough to the downside too. And you know what? We talked about this earlier, breaking under the trend, breaking down under 96. It initially broke down at first at open, then it had a lot of chop at 96, then it finally got that good break and got a good run to the downside. But the most important thing to identify today, in my opinion, was that trend breaking and holding. Once we got that solid move down now, it's really confirming that trend line down for us here. You can see that double top that I have circled up here, 97.60, perfect double top. And now we're right back down under that short-term trend line, and that gave us a good opportunity for an entry somewhere right around here if you would have followed this play. Now, keep in mind, you know, we've been going back and forth over tons of stocks, answering lots of questions. So, you know, whenever I'm talking about these, you guys might need to place alerts sometimes and watch some of these on your own in the background too, because, you know, I'm always helping people out, trying to answer as many questions as I can. Of course, I'll place alerts and stuff like that, like I did with Tesla, you know, but can't do it on everything, right? Can't do it on everything. Wow, Tesla got a good move under 200 and then came right back, actually. Wow, Tesla, I'm actually getting a little freaked out by this one today. It's a pretty crazy move. Sorry, guys. Had some notes for some videos up there. Wow. Someone in Discord said spies on drugs. I feel like it is too. Now I feel like it's a drunk driver with how swervy it is, or how choppy it is. We're getting to that choppy time of the morning, huh? You know, we had that big move earlier. Now we're into the chop fest. What good potential, though, today. You know, if you guys were able to catch those moves down on anything, kudos to you, because it was some good drops. I know the market looked pretty bullish at first, but man, those stocks turned around in a big, big way. And the market's been doing that lately. It's been going up and then getting those big turnarounds. Now I'm watching Amazon intraday. Big intraday support around 130 to 130.20. I'll be watching this one very, very closely here for another move back up. I really like that support here on Amazon. Looking good. Sorry guys, had to grab a quick drink of my Powerade. We got the blue Powerade this morning. Not usually a big Gatorade or Powerade fan anymore, unless it's sugar-free. But this one's pretty good. It has sugar in it, of course. Let's see how much is in this. 34 grams. Not bad, not bad. I got a good metabolism. I work out anyways, so we'll be burning it. More worried about it for like my my heart or something, right? But also, it's always better for your teeth to drink stuff like sugar-free drinks. But I'll be heating up a tea here shortly. Wow. K is holding on to their Tesla puts. Have trailing stop set. Nice. Trailing stop losses are awesome. Amazing. I'm going to talk about those a lot in our Discord. Well, in our educational series that I'll be making for all stat modeling members. That'll be a fun one. QQQ may fill gap at 346, SPY at 411. Let's see, QQQ 346, SPY 411. See what it looks like on the chart. I could see it filling it at some point today. It looks like right now though, what the hell? This is a turnaround of the day. There was such a big rejection earlier. Now there's another rejection back up. Please don't tell me this is just going to be a big chop fest here. Gosh, if the market really does something like this, that would be pretty wild today. But watch it up into the middle of the range. I mean, I have resistances right around 347.80, but bigger ones at 348.50 to 348.40. Be nice to see a nice recovery back up into that resistance. I want to play the FSLR calls now. I'm not sure. FSLR doesn't look bad. I mean, it just sucks because these clean energy plays, whether it's FSLR or Enphase or anything, these solar companies have been getting destroyed. Like, look at Enphase. It's been even worse almost than FSLR has. At least FSLR has held up a little bit, but still not much. I mean, it's about to be just as bad. So I don't know. I don't necessarily love calls on these. Now, if you're looking for a quick intraday pop up, I think that's fine. You know, if you're buying off of lows, you're trying to identify a low to get a move up on, great, right? But I don't think the calls will generally be the way here. I think that staying on the bearish side of these will be more beneficial. He says for earnings. For earnings. For earnings. Oh, well. You never know with earnings, right? That would be cool if earnings popped them back, but man, I don't think I'd be playing options on earnings. If you've been on the stream for a while, you would know how I feel about playing options on earnings. Earnings are very, very risky, very not smart to play usually. Not smart to play. But hey, if you want to take a little gamble and you have your risk identified, it might not be bad. I don't know. I would almost lean down though with how bad these companies have been. Tesla down to 198. It reached 200. Yeah, it actually dropped pretty low there for a minute. Yeah, 198. Now it came right back up though, but great moves down, Outlaw. It was a great move to the downside. Really glad to see that with Tessie. Great move down. But hey, now it's recovering up, so I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily be entering any more puts right here now that it's recovering. Definitely wouldn't. I would be a little bit more careful, I'd say. This is the time of the day where I would start to chill out, you know, relax, maybe try to identify up some big supports, some big resistances, maybe go look at different stocks in the market like Square or PayPal or, you know, maybe banks. You know, they were doing a little bit better today. Meta has been holding up decent compared to most stocks. Like, you can start to look at some other stocks and say, well, hey, you know, Meta's starting to bounce off support. Maybe it's time for some call plays back up. But like I said, it's not a bad time of the day to kind of take a chill pill. You know that we just had two huge moves, one big move up, and then one even bigger move to the downside. So I think it's time to chill a little bit, maybe be patient. You know, you don't have to enter 50 plays a day. You know, we could just sit here and wait it out. Maybe look at 1 to 2 more plays as time goes on today. Maybe if AMD keeps running down, you know, something like that. Maybe under a low of day break. It might be tough since there's already been a lot of movement, but, you know, you could always place those alerts and be ready for them whenever they get there. Whenever they get there. Boeing is still holding up pretty high. Nice and choppy, though. Let's go back to our watch list one more time here today. I want to check in on a few stocks. Adobe, really getting high now. ADBE. Great job. Look at them about to break the high of day. See, this is what I mean by looking at different stocks. Adobe's one. It's bouncing off support, running back into high of day. This could maybe be a stock that you could get some options on here for a quick breakout. If it breaks and you identify it, quick scalp. You don't have to go crazy. You know, you could take profits pretty quick, maybe 5-10%. You know, if the breakout gives up and it starts running down, just exit quickly. Especially if you're already winning today, you know, you're kind of playing with the house money. NFLX is another one. Netflix, that's had a great move. It just about broke high of day here, and now it's coming right back, but another one to keep on watch. It's had a pretty decent pop. Coinbase is another one. Overall, they're on the watch list up pretty high. They're down around support. You know, you could watch this for a low of day break. You could watch it for a support bounce, maybe. This one's not my favorite, but McDonald's is another one. They had earnings today. Now they're running back. Now McDonald's is a risky one, right? It's not risky, but it's a slow mover. The options are usually pretty fun on McDonald's, though, so pretty safe ones to play. This one's definitely not my favorite setup, though, today. The intraday setup is just not up to par for me for playing that. Very choppy and not a ton. But I'm keeping it on the radar because it had earnings this morning that were pretty good. So if it does continue up, I'll try to catch it. And Tesla's been such a fun stock down, though. Here it is, back below 200 again. Are we going to run down under 198 this time? I don't know. I would think it probably holds here. Gotta hold sometime soon. It's got to. All right, guys. Well, hey, since we got those big moves and, you know, we're getting into that time of the market where I feel like it's getting really choppy, we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. You know, I'm going to get going on those educational videos a little bit. And, yeah, whenever those come out, you guys will love them. It'll be some nice binge watching type of content. And I love that, right? It's not just some bullshit, really quick 5-minute explanation on what a stop loss is, right? These are going to be more in-depth videos. Stop losses has about an hour's worth of content just going into that specifically. And then we have even more videos about scaling out, even more about overall risk management. And then it gets into price action and a ton more things. So I think you guys will love it. But hey, have a great rest of your day today. If you made some good profits here from the stream, throw it up in the chat. You know, I know there were a lot of opportunities down today. Throw it up in the profits. Say, hey, you know, I was on stream. Shout out to the live. You guys should check it out. Something like that goes a long, long way, helps us out, and helps other people who haven't seen this yet. Don't forget, Apple reports new laptop. Oh, you know what? That is a good point. Apple has that event. Good, really, really good. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Walter PPK. And hey, I love the Walter PPK. I love that. Nice. I love your name. I love hopefully what your name means, but yeah, watch out at 5 p.m. Pacific time today. I think that's like right around market close. If we're going with Eastern time, somewhere around there. So be ready for that event. It'll be coming up later today. And don't forget also about Powell's event later in the week, right? We have the economic calendar here. Powell is speaking at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time Wednesday, and the interest rate decision is at 2 p.m. I will be going live for this, so make sure that you guys check in. I will be going live for this event. I'll have Powell up side by side with the market, and hey, if they mess up Powell's microphone or he's quiet or something, I will boost him up so everybody can hear him nice, loud, and clear. So check out on Wednesday that data, and then there's even more data later in the week, which we'll cover in the nightly videos. And I just wanted to talk about the poker one more time. Poker tournament this Friday night, guys. 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central. Make sure you're there. Check in. If you want to play, we have 3 people saying that they'll play right now. Me, Purdy, and Manny. Come on, guys. Come on, Cornish. Come on, everybody else out there. If you want to play in the poker tournament Friday night, let me know. Private message me on Discord or tell me on here. You know, I'll get your name down, and you will have to private message me on Discord, though, at some point. But it's pretty easy to find. To find me on Discord, you just go in the Discord channel, discussion. You go to my name up here at the top right, and you send me a message. That's all you got to do. Click view profile. There'll be a button here that says send message. Or you can just talk to me. You can at me in the chat. You can do something like that if you want to as well. And say, hey, I want into the poker tournament. What do I got to do? And then I will send you that information. So let's go, guys. It's going to be a fun event this Friday. I hope you guys have a good time. And yeah, like I said, if you want in, just let me know in the chat or let me know in Discord. But hey, let's go, guys. Have a great rest of your day.